sure there was no fucking maple leaf on that like a week ago. I never noticed that shit right there. And it's always well, it's been there since the early 2000s at least. At least.
Oh, I just found out that the McDonald's Canada logo always had a maple leaf on it. I have never freaking seen that before. And I walk by that place like twice a day, McDonald's. I look down on it from my apartment, the Golden Arches. I see that sign every day, and I never noticed there's a maple leaf in the McDonald's Canada. And I went back on the Straight Dope message board, and it says that they're talking about it there, and it was 2001 when they were talking about it. So this is not a new thing. It's clearly been like that for a long, long time, and I never noticed. Now, Chuck E. Cheese is kind of interesting because I've always called it Chuck E. Cheese, but the restaurant's actually called Chuck E. Cheese's. So it's maybe like a half a Mandela because, like, I thought, like, or sorry, the actual character himself is Chuck E. Cheese, and I guess it's his, establishment, so it's Chuck E. Cheese's. But that's a satanic ritual dungeon found at Chuck E. Cheese's. Maybe not the most wholesome place, but so I'm only gonna call us a half one. Yeah, there he is there, Chuck E. Cheese. He's the mascot, so I guess you could say that's where we got it from. But I clearly, when you say as a kid, we're going to Chuck E. Cheese, not we're going to Chuck E. Cheese's. Another Mandela effect I came across today was the dash in Kmart. Like, when I look at the Kmart sign, it kind of reminds me of like the Kit Kat bar. Like there should be a dash there. It looks to me like it's missing. Where is that? Doesn't look right to me. That Kmart together. I don't remember it like that. And of course, like when you look at the history and stuff, it's like always been like that, right? So the new sign, it looks like they've kind of pushed the K and the M together, like so that you won't mistake that there should have been a dash in there. But when I look at the old ones, like I'm looking here at Kmart in the 80s in Google Images, and these ones, like the K and the M are pretty far apart. Like it looks like there pretty much should be a dash in there, and like it's been like removed or erased from history or whatever. But like the K and the M are so far apart that it just, to me, it looks like, why is there no friggin' dash there? And that's the one I remember too. I don't know, I think Kmart went out of business in my city a long time ago, but I remember them in the 80s, and I remember that red K and blue Mart, and they were really far apart, and I could have sworn that there was a friggin' dash in there. If you had asked me to bet on that, I would have bet dash, but of course, that's not the way it is. That's not the way it ever was, and all these old pictures prove that it never officially was that way. So why I and other people would remember it is, to me, it makes it another Mandela effect. I'm not telling you what is or is not a Mandela, but for me, it seems to be like, doesn't it look like there should be a dash in there? I don't know. It does to me. But Kmart, interesting. Yeah, so Cracked magazine was the humor magazine that's kind of like a rip-off of Mad magazine, and I saw someone on Reddit today say, I thought it was cracked with no E and just an apostrophe D, and I'm like, you know what, that kind of does ring a bell in the back of my head somewhere. Like I read Cracked for a while, and it wasn't a very popular magazine. Like the website was pretty popular there for a while, but Cracked magazine was just sort of always like a rip-off of Mad or whatever, right? So I'm like, how many other people have called it Cracked with no E? And when I search for it, there's actually quite a few people who type that, Cracked with apostrophe D. Now, to me, that's a very specific mistake, right? Like, why would people just assume that it was Crack apostrophe D? Like, you'd think maybe one person would remember that, but why are there like dozens of people who remember that? And it's I kind of remember it too. And when you go back and look, of course, it's always been cracked, and you can see, I'll put up here a bunch of issues of it, like in images, and There's no apostrophe D. It's always been cracked, spelled properly, but over and over I keep seeing cracked magazine with the apostrophe D. Like, why do multiple people remember the same specific wrong spelling? It's like, that seems to me to be like a highly coincidental. And here's like all the issues. That's the first one there, and it's never been cracked apostrophe D. There's no cover of it that has that at any point. First one here, back whenever they started, has it's maintained that same name the entire run of its publication, which is pretty impressive. But well, I guess it's not impressive. That's the fact. From '58 is when they started.